Welcome back, dears, to Unit 15 Technology. The first question here, what can you do on a smartphone as well as talk to people? Think about this question. Ask this question to yourselves. What can you do on a smartphone as well as talk to people? On the next slide here, we are going to check some vocabulary. The first word here, development. Development is the process of gradually becoming bigger, better, stronger, or more advanced. So development, the process of gradually becoming bigger, better, stronger, or more advanced. The next word is social media. Social media, ways of sharing information, opinions, images, videos using the internet, especially social networking sites. The next word, require. Require means to need something, and if you are required to do or have something, a law or rule or law says you must do it or have it. One more time, require means to need something, and if you are required to do or have something, a law or rule says you must do it or have it. The next word, advertise. Advertise is to tell the public about a product or service in order to persuade them to buy it, or to make an announcement, for example, in a newspaper or on a poster that a job is available, an event is going to happen, etc. One more time, advertise is to tell the public about a product or service in order to persuade them to buy it, or to make an announcement, for example, in a newspaper or on a poster that a job is available, an event is going to happen, and so on. The next word, arrange. Arrange is to organize or make plans for something such as a meeting, party, or trip. So arrange is to organize or make plans for something such as a meeting, party, or trip. The next word, transfer. Transfer is to move from one place to another, or to move something from one place to another, or to move money from one account or institution to another. So transfer means to move from one place to another, or move something from one place to another, or to move money from one account or institution to another. The next word, scam. Scam is a clever but dishonest way to get money. Scam, a clever but dishonest way to get money. Robber, someone who steals money or property. Someone who steals money or property. And the last word here, privacy settings. Privacy settings are the part of a social networking website, internet browser, piece of software that allows you to control who sees information about you. Privacy settings allow a person to control what information is shared on some platforms. On this slide here, I ask you which of the words mean the following. Number one, the process of becoming better, bigger, better, and so on. Of course, the answer is developments. Number two, tell people about something in newspapers, on TV, etc. Of course, it's the answer, advertise. Number three, make plans for something to happen. The answer, arrange. Number four, need or ask you to do something. So the answer here, require. Number five, websites used by people to communicate. Social media. Number six, move someone or something from one place to another. Transfer. Now it's a grammar books. The grammar here is about the second conditional with would, might, or could. Of course, we use the second conditional to talk about situations that are either impossible or which might not happen. For example, if I were taller, I would be good at basketball. Or if I went to England, I would visit London. Also, we can use might instead of would. Might equals would perhaps. For example, if you would learn Japanese, you might get a job in Tokyo. I'm not sure means I'm not sure. And the third point here, we can use could instead of would, and could means would be able to. For example, if we went to the beach, we could go swimming. It means we have the ability to do so. And the last point here, in the negative, might not shows possibility, but could not shows inability or impossibility. For example, if you went to the museum now, it might not be very busy. This sentence here shows possibility. The next example, if you visited the palace, you couldn't go in the gardens because they are closed. Now let's check this exercise here. I want you to complete these sentences with the correct form of the verb in brackets to make second conditionals. The first sentence here, we, in brackets, go shopping if we, in brackets, have enough time. So the answer here, if we could go shopping, we could go shopping if we had enough time. Number 2, if we all, space, in brackets, love each other, the world, in brackets, be a better place to live in. So the answer, if we all loved each other, the world could be a better place or would be a better place to live in. Number 3, if I, in brackets, be very ill, I, in brackets, go to the doctor. The answer, if I was very ill, I would go to the doctor. Number 4, if you, in brackets, not know how to speak English, it, in brackets, be difficult for you to travel to London. The answer, if you didn't know how to speak English, it would be difficult for you to travel to London, or it might be difficult for you to travel to London. Number 5, his parents, in brackets, help him if he, in brackets, tell them about the problem. The answer, his parents could help him or would help him if he told them about the problem. Now, let's check the functions box. It's about encouraging people to continue speaking. We can say, great, what else does it say? Or, really, go on. Or, how wonderful, tell me more. Or, then, what happened? And the last one here, what happened after that? So, we can use these expressions to encourage people to continue speaking. The first one, great, what else does it say? Number 2, really? Go on. Number 3, how wonderful, tell me more. Or we can use just tell me more. Or number 4, then what happened? And number 5, what happened after that? Now I want you to complete the sentences using these words. We have words like gallery, Iraq, monument, repair, temple. And the first sentence here, this space is around 2000 years old. So the correct answer here, this temple is around 2000 years old. Number 2. Rami's bike is broken. How can we space it? The answer: Rami's bike is broken. How can we repair it? Number 3. Baghdad is a big city in space. The answer: Baghdad is a big city in Iraq. Number 4. We saw some famous paintings in the new art space. So the correct word here, gallery. We saw some famous paintings in the new art gallery. And number 5, the Sphinx is a famous space that many tourists visit. So of course it will be the last word here, monument. And the answer, the Sphinx is a famous monument that many tourists visit. Now let's check your review on your student's book. The first exercise on this page is to complete the text. You have 4 words like developments require social media transfer. Let's complete this text here. I always read about the latest space in technology. I often tell my friends about it on space. In some countries, you can space money to or from a bank. The banks space you to write a special number online before you can do this. I told you before to pause the video to think about the answers. So, let's check the answers. I always read about the latest developments in technology. I often tell my friends about it on social media. In some countries, you can transfer money to or from a bank. The banks require you to write a special number online before you can do this. The next exercise is to write sentences in the second conditional with would, might, or could. You have phrases or words like this, and we want to write the sentences in the second conditional clause with if. So the first one, what you say if you win prize. The answer: what might you say or what would you say if you won a prize? Number 2, if someone be unkind to you, you tell the teacher. And it's also a question form. So the answer: if someone was unkind to you, would you tell the teacher? And number 3, if I have money, I buy a laptop. So the answer: if I had money, I would buy a laptop, or I could buy a laptop, or I might buy a laptop. You can use one of these words, would, could, or might. Now let's complete the dialogue. You have words like more, really, and what happened. And you have a dialogue between Layla and Magda. Layla said there is a story in the newspaper about a scam on social media. Magda: tell me. Of course, tell me more. Layla said a robber found out the name and the address of a rich man. Magda: space after that. Of course, the answer: what happened after that? Layla said he waited for the rich man to go away on business. Magda: you have a question here and go on. So the right expression here, of course, really, really, go on. Layla said he went to his house and tried to take his money, but the police caught him. Now let's check your workbook. The first exercise is to look at the table and complete the sentences with the correct form of these words. You have verbs and nouns like develop, and the noun development, advertise, advertisement, arrange, arrangement, and require, requirement. The first sentence here, have you read about the latest space in computers? Should we use the verb or the noun here? Yes, the answer, have you read about the latest development in computers? Number 2, there is an space in the newspaper for a new computer game. So the answer, there is an advertisement in the newspaper for a new computer game. Number 3, it is a space that all the manual workers wear boots. So number 3, it is a requirement that all the manual workers wear boots. Number 4, it is very expensive to space something on television. The answer, it is very expensive to advertise something on the television, sorry. And number 5, the students have space to see the teacher after the class. So the answer, the students have arranged to see the teacher after the class. So in the first one, we used here a noun, and number 2, we used the noun, number 3, noun, and number 4, verb, and number 5, verb. Now let's choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. You have 5 sentences here. The first one, we space go to England if we had friends or family there. You have words like would, will, want, were. So the correct one is would. We would go to England if we had friends or family there. Number 2, if Hassan, space older, he could learn to drive a car. Is, was, would be, had been. The correct answer, was. If Hassan was older, he could learn to drive a car. Number 3, if I knew the answer to the question, I space you, I will tell you, or tell you, won't tell you, or would tell you. The correct one, would tell. So the sentence will be like this. If I knew the answer to the question, I would tell you. Number 4, if Hala, space German, she might talk to the German tourists. Spoke, speak, will speak, has spoken. Yet the correct answer is spoke. If Hala spoke German, she might talk to the German tourists. And number 5, if he read really carefully, his base understand the book. He can't, don't, would, won't understand the book. The correct word here is would. If he read really carefully, he would understand the book. In this exercise, I want you to read and correct the underlined words. The first one, how much did they buy the man for repairing your computer? The correct answer, how much did they pay the man for repairing your computer? Number 2, some messages on the internet are not real. They are scams from people who want to get information from you. So the correct word here, some messages on the internet are not real. They are scams from people who want to get information from you. Number 3, we read about some interesting develops in science on a website. The correct answer, we read about some interesting developments in science on a website. Number 4, a sailor went into the house in the night and took the new television. The answer, a robber went into the house in the night and took the new television. Number 5, the privacy sizes On social networking sites, make sure that only people who you know can see information about you. The correct answer, the privacy settings. On social networking sites, make sure that only people who you know can see information about you. The next exercise is to choose the correct words to complete the dialogue. You have a dialogue between Samia and Zainab. Samia said, "What are you reading, Zainab?" Zainab, "I'm reading about some common internet scams or sums." Of course, the correct answer is scams. I'm reading about some common internet scams. Samia, "Tell me more," or "tell me what." The correct answer, "tell me more." Zainab, "Here is an example. A girl sends you a message on an English social networking site. She said that she wants to be your friend." Samia, "Really? Go on or go off?" The correct answer, go on. Really? Go on. Zainab, "She says that she is a student. She is the same age as you and wants to practice English with you." Samia, "What else does the article say?" or "What also does the article say?" The correct answer is else. What else does the article say? It says that the person might not be your age and might not be a student. It might be someone who wants to find information about you. Samia, "That's bad," or "That's broken." Of course, the correct answer, that's bad. What happens after that, or what speaks after that? The answer, what happens. What happens after that? Zainab said, "You should not be their friend. You should use your privacy settings or private settings, so only people who you know can send you messages." Of course, the correct answer in number 7 will be privacy. You should use your privacy settings, so only people who you know can send you messages. In this exercise, I want you to write what would you say in each of the following situations. The first situation here, a friend tells you that his or her brother is studying computer programming. Ask for more information. So, the answer we can say here, "Tell me more." Number 2. Your cousin said that she had a busy day yesterday. First, she went to the shops. So, the answer, what happened after that? Number 3. Your friend reads only the first sentence of a long text message, then stops reading. What would you say? Yes, you can say here, "Go on," or "Tell me more." Thank you very much, with my best wishes.